Hello. Hello. Just get up close and personal.
Get up close and personal. Hi, I'm Lou. This is Tren. We're the tarot dealers. Here we are.
Exactly.
We are doing the energies for the month of March. Let's see what the tarot has to tell us about that. What do we need to know? How do we work with the energies? What's coming in?
What's going out?
What's going out? Yeah, yeah, what's going out? Who's fallen down? Who's got up? Who's still dressed? Who's not?
Yeah.
All of
Yeah.
the things, right? All of the things. So that's the point of the episode, this particular episode. But before we do that, here we are.
Yes.
Two old ducks sharing their tarot stories, their tarot lives, their tarot journeys, because we love it.
Exactly.
We absolutely love it. So simply just sharing all of the knowledge that we have, and we have a lot between us. We do a lot of different things. So if there's anything you want to know about tarot, we're the people that you reach out to, and we will let you know.
Yeah. If you've got any questions or any subjects you want us to cover, let us know. Let us know. We'll do that.
We do all kinds of stuff. We're in all kinds of places.
We
and
are.
we're both part of the Tarot Guild of
Exactly.
Queensland. So,
Queensland.
Yeah, lots and lots going on. So I'm going to do the episode of the
card of the episode.
I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm drawing a card for the episode.
Like this is apparently to keep us on our awareness, and she's not even aware enough to.
Which is hilarious because it makes me wonder what the energies of March are going to be like, right? What are they going to be like? Because here we are busting onto the screen.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. So let's have a little look peek into this episode. What do we need to be aware of in this episode? Focus, Lou. Focus. So I'm trying to focus on that. What is it? What is the card message for the episode that is the March monthly energy?
Well, out of the snake year into the, what did you say? Wood horse? No, fire horse. Fire horse, and we're also heading into the Aries towards the end of March. The Aries,
which really is the start of everything, right? Aries is the beginning of everything, right?
Yeah, so March is if you're looking at that, March is a big year, big month. It's a big year.
It's a big month.
It's a big month.
Speaking of big, we have drawn the Hierophant.
Oh, God.
Right. So the Hierophant, and I'm using, for those of you who are watching, you can see how beautiful that card is, right? And for those of you who are listening, I'm using the Dragon Tarot. And what we see here is like a pyramid with a phoenix, a dragon phoenix that sits on top. But in front of that, funny, Trina spoke about the snake, right? We see a snake here.
Oh, we do too.
Right? Funny. We see a snake, yeah. And we see these a monkey and a leopard and it's a lizard. Like I said, a lizard.
Yeah. Like a skink. No, it's probably more of a lizard, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's more of a lizard. So we see these other elements that are on the card, right? So what it's asking us to do in terms of the monthly episode, right? And it's funny, Trent said about the horse and the snake, and we have a snake on here. Not that the dragon is a horse, but the dragon can be ridden, right? It can be ridden, and it's rising up here like that phoenix rising, about to fly and take off. So the energies of this episode might be a little big.
Look, I would say that it's a major arcana. It's a major card. So it is going to be big. It's going to be big.
Yeah, big. And like the audience watching, I'm looking at those three little creatures, the leopard, the monkey, and the lizard, right? And kind of like what all those energies can represent. And the pyramid type structure, which is, when we look at it here, there's like the climb up. So we might start off like really solidly and then
move our way up.
And climax, as they say. So, yes. Yeah. So anyway, that's apparently the message of the episode. So we'll get into it. Tren, do you want to start?
I'll start.
You'll start?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just see what we need to know for March 2026. And that's lovely. She's just flipped over. She has the 9 of Cups. The Nine of Cups. So we're doing that. I think March is going to be good.
You might do what you want. Yeah. So make sure you know what you want.
Exactly. Exactly. So like always, we'll do 4 cards, 4 rows of 4. 4, yeah. So let's just see what March 2026 has got in store for us. What do we need to be aware of for March? Okay, here we go. Funny, so when we were shuffling, a couple of 8s came out, and we've got 8s again.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Right. One moment, please. We're just,
we're just going to set up.
Just going to set up.
We get it all out first.
Yes, we do.
Interesting. We start with Pentacles and end with Pentacles. So it could be that financial, so it's our finances, it's that what we're working towards. We start off with the 8 of Pentacles. Maybe we're starting something new. Maybe we have started something, but we really are sneaking our teeth into it now. We are getting into it and making sure we're working towards what we want. And we're following that is the Lovers. So maybe we may have some collaborations happening. We may be reaching out for connections or collaborations in what we have started, what we are working towards. But following that is the 8 of Swords. So maybe we just really need to be aware of our own thoughts surrounding what we're doing, what we're asking. Are we asking other people for their advice, for their help? What are we asking? Because we may be going with that 8 of Swords, maybe we're going over old thoughts, old patterns, old behaviors. And are we going to break the habits, break the patterns, or are we going to continue that same? And we follow that with the 2 of Pentacles. So it really is that balancing act, isn't it? Trying to work through, how does this feel for us? How do we feel in our own body, I suppose, about the choices we're making or the choices we've been presented.
What we're working on.
Yeah. And we've got the Knight of Cups. So it really is whatever we are bringing into March, what we've been working for or working on, and now it's starting to really, I don't know, you can actually start to feel it.
Yeah.
With that Knight and come with the Knight of Cups. So we are about to start putting it out into the ether, I suppose, putting it out into the open. What are we putting out there for ourselves? What are we wanting? But with the Knight of Cups, it's very much we're doing it at our pace. We're not rushing. We're not standing still. We've done the work. It's like, I'm just going to take one step and just see how I feel. How does it feel?
Movement that's occurring, isn't it? It's almost like, what are we putting, when you say, what are we putting out into the world? It's over the month of March. It's almost like there's a kindness, I feel. A gentleness. Gentleness. That's it.
It's very much we sort of go, yeah, I'm going, and then I pull back again. Because we've got the 4 of Cups now. It's like we go, yeah, I'm doing it. No, I'm going to hang on. No, hang on. Maybe not yet. Maybe it's all too much too quickly, Then we go again with the Knight of Wands. So it's like we're sort of taking 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward. What are we doing?
Yeah, I really feel looking at that there's like this, I want to say direction change, but an energy shift, absolute energy shift, and that we're leaving behind, which is the next
which is the 6 of Swords. We're leaving behind. So maybe coming back to the 8 of Swords, we are leaving behind old habits, old ways, but we have to work through it.
Have to feel it, don't we? Because like the cups are indicating we need to feel. Yeah.
And then we're moving forward with that 6 of Swords. So we're moving out of that difficult, stressful, chaotic energy, I suppose.
Yeah.
Here we are. It's funny, we've got 2 6s now. 6 of Swords following with the 6 of Cups. So again, we're coming back into that. How do we feel about it? Because we're about to share this. We're about to really share it with the world. How do I feel? How do we feel? Are other people around us on the same page?
Is there joy in what we're doing, and have we filled our cup, in what we're about to put forward, or are we actually
holding things back, or because we've got the Three of Swords right beside it. So it's funny because are we with that Three of Swords, it almost feels like that we're letting something go that maybe we're not ready to let go of.
It does feel
we're not ready, maybe we're not ready to let go of it, even though we've put all the work in, we've been moving forward, we've been, that, like Lou said, the energy has changed, but with that Three of Swords, maybe we're not completely ready to let something go. Maybe we're too busy hanging on, or maybe we're closing ourselves off to what's coming, which is the Ace of Swords. So maybe it really is a change of mind. A change of mind.
Yeah.
We need to change our mind. We need, because we've already been looking at our own thoughts and our own behaviors. Maybe it's now time, because with that Three of Swords, maybe something has happened to upset us that we need to change our mind. Maybe something didn't work out the way we wanted and we had to change our mind, which is going to lead to the Two of Cups. So there will be another, it's almost like right at the start of the month we had Lovers, and now we've got the Two of Cups. So it's like that connection is coming back. It's coming back. But then we follow it with the Queen of Pentacles. So it's very much we keep, whatever this is, it's going to be good. We have our focus, but we need to ground and look after ourselves. We need to really look after ourselves, because we are putting a lot of effort, a lot of emotional effort, a lot of mental energy into this. What about our physical body? Do we need to start looking after our physical body?
Yeah, absolutely. So it might be a month where people are looking at that kind of thing.
Kind of their health.
Yeah.
Because after that we have the Ten of Wands. So we really are gathering all the shit and just going, had enough of this, not doing this anymore. Quite literally, I'm not doing this anymore, because we follow that with the World. So it's very much there. You've got two endings, Ten of Wands and the World, and you've got two endings. And if oh yeah, I've got the Ten of Wands, yeah, it's okay. The World is reiterating, it's done. It's finished. Whatever you've been hanging on to, whatever you've been holding back or thinking you could do or take on too much, no. The World's saying, no, it's time to let it go. It's finished. There's nothing left. You have done something quite successfully. Now it's time to move into the new chapter, this new chapter of whatever. You've been putting all the work in.
Yeah.
You've been putting all the work in.
I find it really interesting because Trena's reading starts with the Eight of Pentacles and ends with the
Four of Pentacles.
Exactly half, right? But it's kind of like what you've worked on, half of it at least, is going to be worth grounding in.
Exactly.
And again, it's to do with your body,
right? It's to do with your body. So I think with that ending with the Four of Pentacles, definitely, like Lou said, ground, but it's also open your heart up to the new adventure.
Yeah, I think so.
It's really open your heart up. It's no point closing yourself up and wanting something new if you're not going to open yourself up to it. You're already halfway there, so you might as well keep going. Yeah, so
it is a halfway point. Yeah, that's a really good point you make. A halfway point to.
So you put
to what you've been working on,
so much work in, and it's not just physically. You're not just physically working at something. It's the mental. It's the emotional side as well. So how about you combine all your physical, your emotional, your mental, your spirit, although there's not a lot of spiritualism here, but your spiritual body, combine all four to become whole. That might be where you're going.
I like that so much in this sense, and we'll reserve till we check out what the World is saying. But I feel like on a personal sense, for a lot of people, it might be a little bit calmer, a calmer month, I feel. Maybe a not so much a reflective month, but a month where we're checking into how we're feeling and what our beliefs and thoughts are. It's almost like we've got time to pause.
And allow those subconscious things that have been knocking on our mind, and we're just going, don't have time. Now it's time to go, right, okay, I can listen, I can acknowledge. You are kidding. No way.
Fuck off. So what's just happened for those listening is I'm sitting here shuffling, getting into the zone, ready to do the World bigger picture fucking shit. And my very first card is the Eight of Pentacles, which is exactly what Brenna's first card was like. What? So I'm going to put that there for a minute. I'm going to stop shuffling it, wind up, and then I'll start. Yeah.
That is funny. So yeah, so I do think we have been on a roller coaster for the last couple of years. Quite literally. We really have. And I think it's now starting to not so much slow down, but it's taking us in a new direction. And we have been working towards that new direction. Now it's come to the pointy end and going, are we going to continue? Well, we're not going backwards. You might as well go forwards. So I think March is going to be good. It's funny because we have the Lovers. I'm looking at Major Arcana. We've got the Lovers in the first week and the World in the last week. So it's like, it really is an ending with Pentacles. So it really is that balance. Like if we're looking at that, March may be a month of balancing ourselves, finding the balance within ourselves, isn't it? And tying up loose ends, getting rid of what we don't need, what we've been hanging on to, what we've been taking on that hasn't been ours to take on. And with the world, quite really realizing that we don't need it. There's so much extra crap that we've been carrying around that we just can let go of. So
yeah, I think there's a cutting away of some shit.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a photo of this and then we will continue.
I'll get back to what I was doing. I'll let Tren take the photo.
Yeah, so Lou will just continue shuffling and see what else flies out.
Yeah, the intention of what is happening on a bigger picture and what is it that we need to be aware of for the month of March. What energies are coming in? How do we best work with those energies? And asking that the information that we receive is true, accurate, honest, reliable, timely, precise, relevant, meaningful, and random. So let's see what we get based on that for the month of March 2026.
Funny, we were talking about March being like the start of everything of that Aries season, but 2026 is a 1 year as well.
It is, yeah. There's so many. You couldn't make half of this shit.
No, you couldn't.
Seriously, like, just fascinates me.
Just how it all ties together.
Yeah. How it all ties together. So I'm just going to set this up, just like Tren said before. We have 4 and 4 all the way across for 4 rows. Okay.
Wow.
Have a lot of major arcana.
Yeah, a lot of major arcana.
First thing I want to say. So I think there'll be, like, March may be a big month, but I think it'll be a month, speaking of the world stage, where we are looking at some of the bigger picture things, and what that's going to look like moving forward. So starting with the Eight of Pentacles, it is definitely working on the new. So there'll be some new things as far as bigger pictures are concerned, and a focus on trying to do the one thing at a time. So there will definitely be this new energy, and it'll be new for the world, so to speak, to get used to working with. Now, what's interesting is we have the Queen of Swords. Now, she is very much, I see her as the boss bitch, so not to be fucked with. She rules with logic and reason, and she's kind of straight to the point. So I feel like a couple of things. One, she can carry a little bit of old type energy where it's like, do as I say, not do as I do type energy, which we know is moving on. It's leaving. But also, I feel like it's the new way of thinking, right? So I feel like we'll be working with new ways of thinking, and we won't be tolerating. I'll tell you what, I won't fucking tolerate. I'm going to upset a lot of people here, but we won't tolerate that soft, fluffy bullshit in, feeling sage. Like, yes. I'm not, I don't mean to disrespect anybody, and I understand there's a need for that. But when we look at that on a world stage and everybody is kind of doing that, it
So they're tiptoeing around.
It's like we're tiptoeing around everything, and I don't feel that's going to be the case anymore. I feel like it's just going to be, you know what, we can still be kind, we can still
be kind,
gentle, and we can still be very, very respectful without that bullshit, that fucking it's like it bypasses what's really happening. I think we're going to be dealing more with a reality now than we have been
in the
previously. So I feel like there's some of that here. The world itself tells us that the world will be different, and potentially lots of people are going to be worried about what this is going to look like. What's going on here? I think oddly, I just think the energies of a nighttime might feel a little bit different. I don't know why, but that's what I'm getting. So, and also maybe potentially seeing things happen in the dark, right? So having the things exposed that were happening in the dark is what that feels like. That's the first fucking week, right? So then we've got the second week. We're looking at temperance, starting with temperance. Now, temperance is about going with the flow of something and trusting a situation. So no matter how fucked up things might feel or be, I feel, and what's going to be exposed, because they're still talking about exposure here, because we have the moon following temperance. I'll get back to temperance in a minute. But the moon here, very much about what's coming up, like what's the subconscious stuff that's coming up, what's coming up out of the muck. So I think with all the bullshit, as Tren so rightly pointed out before, over the last few years that we've had to deal with what's true, what's not true, how do we understand this, how do we see that, you know, like spiritual bypassing, fluffing it up, all that shit. We're going to be looking at that now and going, well, what is that really? What does that really mean? What path does that take us on? And that might come in little snippets, right? And why I say that is I'm looking at the moon card on the Rider-Waite deck, and under the moon, there's these little droplets, which are like, they're called yods, but it's like the little droplets of God-like energy or insight, right? So I think that's where we're getting that. Now, temperance, back to temperance, is asking us to, again, it deals with subconscious, right? So that under the murky stuff come up. So I do feel like the second month, we're really going to start to look at what the new thing was, how we're now wanting to process things from a mental perspective, what information is out there that we now want to work with, and how does that information or communication change? What does it bring to the surface that may be hidden before? So if that makes sense. And when we're going through this time, because the moon can be a little bit tricky sometimes to navigate, they're saying just be fucking practical. Come back to basics, which is what's the practicality, and what's not so much what's real, but what's factual. What's factual here, as we have that new energy moving in. Tren had a new energy coming in. We've got it here as well. They're like, no, there's this new energy coming in. And it's almost like that, because that fire horse has got up and really moving now, right? So we might start to see that really come in,
that movement happen.
That movement happen. So there's some action to take in the second week. I feel like we might start to see a bit more action. And it's interesting because as this Knight of Wands brings his energy in, he hits the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles says, I am not fucking moving. I am not moving. So it might be about where's the resistance here?
There might be some clashes.
Absolutely, might be some clashes. And what I would say to individuals in that space is, the question that I always ask myself when I feel like there's two opposing energies, is this a hill I want to die on, right? Is this some belief that I have, or something that I'm working on that I'm prepared to go to war about, you know, like, or am I not? Right. So it's that kind of thing, because things I feel are going to change quite quickly. I think we're going to see some financial change. I really do. I think that's going to take us in a different direction. And initially, I was just talking about those two nights coming together, which are in the second week. As I look at the third week, what ends on the third week is the King of Wands. So we've go from a knight to a king. So I feel like there'll be some growth and some learning in terms of this new energy that's coming in, that potentially is connected to A, our direction, and B, our financial stuff. Now, Trenna was talking a lot in her reading about the development of the emotional self and looking at all the emotions. This is here too. So I feel like we're going to be checking into how we feel and how do we let those feelings rule what we're doing, or do we just simply have a good look at them? Because what we've got in the fourth week is a king, the Ace of Pentacles, a Chariot, and a king. So we're butted up with two kings, right? But what's cool about this is these two kings are facing each other, even though in the middle they have the Ace of Pentacles and the Chariot. So potentially there's leadership, world stage stuff that where we have potentially leaders on the opposite side of something saying, we're going to have a look at the way the resources now are going to move around the world and what direction that's going to take. That's what I'm getting in terms of that. If that makes sense. I feel like that's like the third week. When we look at the fourth week, we're kind of a little bit withdrawn, taken back, because we have the Hermit here. But there's a lot of learning that we've done for however many years, and now we're going, well, how can I apply that wisdom, right? Because we are going to be applying that wisdom upon the past. What has the past taught us? There's going to be a lot of reflection about that past and how this new resource is going to move forward and how we can make that grow. Now, how I get that is we have the Hermit, the Six of Cups, which is about nostalgia and the past. We have the Page of Pentacles, which is the earthly stuff, the pentacle itself, the resources, but it's also the learning of that. And then we have the Empress. So the Empress is very much about that growth, that mothering and that nurturing. So we look at this overall. I feel like there's a new way to work with resources, but we're needing to be very truthful about what that's going to mean, right? Because there will be an ending to some big ending to some kind of resources. There'll be the energy of, oh my God, what does that look like? I'm worried, I don't know what to do. And we're being very much asked to trust the process in that, right? Something is meant to go that way, right? We're being asked to trust that process. There'll be lots of things come up that need to be looked at. Do we want to be stubborn and stay in that space, or do we want to march forward with new energy? That's going to be the decision that needs to be made. And in some instances that might just be taken away. So is this a hill you want to die on? Yeah, we might not have the choice. We might just have to go with, which is where you need to be factual about something, right? Then there's the looking of how the two kings are looking at each other, and the discussion is about the direction that finance and resources are taking. There's big discussion on how that's going to move in a different way, because how it was moving is not how it's going to move now. So very big discussions in terms of that. It's going to be a lot of learning, so it will be a learning curve. However, we've got people who have an understanding of they have a wisdom, they have a wisdom with them, because they're learning from the past. They're not wanting to necessarily repeat those same pattern mistakes. So that's really cool too to see here. Definitely a learning and definitely a time to nurture each other, love each other, be kind to each other. Well, I look at this and I'll tell you what I'm not seeing, and that's a lot of swords. No, I have two swords out of the whole thing. So I'm not seeing a prickly energy, a combative energy. I'm seeing people take a stand on things, and I'm seeing resources change. I'm seeing leaders speaking calmly and nicely and in agreement about something. They're negotiating. They're negotiating. Absolutely, they are. And they're not doing that in a difficult way. No. It's like they're looking at how can we grow together. It's a together thing, and a learning of the past. So I think there might also be changes in terms of I don't know, our universities or how our study or something. I feel like there's some shifts or changes. Education, I feel like there's a shift in education here. Now that might be in how education's delivered or what education is delivered. There's something in that, and it may also be, you know how sometimes the government says, oh look, we need more people to work in aged care, so here's some aged care learning that'll cost you $7. Subsidies and that. Subsidies, that's what I'm trying to say. Thanks, there might be more of that. Okay, there might be more of that, but it seems to be in an area that is about nurturing people.
It's that caring side.
It is caring.
Yeah.
It is caring. So we might find changes in the caring sector, whether that's carers directly or whether that's support in that. So there's some change. They're needing to look at that and learn about the past from that.
We'll learn from the mistakes of the past.
Absolutely.
Really, isn't it? It's the mistakes of the past.
Yeah.
And
what works and what doesn't.
Yeah. Like really willing to look at what has not gone right instead of just brushing it under the carpet now and keep going and repeating.
Yeah.
Now they're bringing it up into the light to be looked at, to be worked through, and then changed.
Yeah. So that's kind of like what I'm getting for the bigger picture. I hope that makes sense, beautiful soul.
It looks like it's going to be quite a good month, doesn't it?
It does look like it's a pretty good month. Big things here, big things to deal with because there's lots of major arcana.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not seeing
it's not the argy-bargy, is it?
Cards. I'm not seeing argy-bargy. I'm seeing it being
like working together in a
sense. It
is
a working together. It's a big month, but it's not argy-bargy.
It feels not softer, but it just doesn't have that aggression to it. You know how it has done in the past?
Yeah.
It still feels it's more peaceful in a sense.
It does have, it's hard to explain.
Yeah, it really is.
Because it's like, I don't know if it's a sense of knowing or I don't think it's quite knowing. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it definitely doesn't feel argy-bargy.
No, it definitely, there's no aggressive style to it.
It's fucking adult conversation.
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's the listening and the communicating. It's not the he said, she said.
Yeah, like you get in those rooms sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
that. Really, it's like a respectful conversation now, isn't it?
Adult conversation about what this may look like, and coming to that point where it's like, well, I'm stuck. I'm not stuck, but I want to stay on this point, and the other energy saying, no, we need to move. We need to move, and having conversations around that.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a photo of this.
All right, so you do that, and so that's kind of like the months that we see based on our card readings for what the energies will be like for March of 2026. So let us know your thoughts on that. And
I'm quite looking forward to this month to March coming through. So like we've discovered in the last couple of years, it's like there has not been a lot looking forward to.
So here we are. So this feels, I don't know.
It feels different, doesn't it?
Does. It feels very different.
It feels very different from past months.
Feels very, very different. So I'm interested to seeing
where we're going
back in a month. What this, where we right, where we wrong, where we on point, where we off point. Exactly. Would love to know. And on that, for our listeners and viewers who have been watching and listening into our energy forecasts, we'd love to know if you find that we are on point or off point.
Exactly. Yeah.
We would love to know that.
See how your life has it turned out that way, or have we completely missed the point?
Yeah. How have you found the information that we've shared that the cards are telling us to share with you? So we would love to know.
Yes,
about that. Yeah. So on that, we will catch you next time. Big love.
See you later.
Bye.